Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
Oh yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Pro Fan Talk. Tuesday night, crazy night tonight. Just got done watching Alien Earth episode 5. That was fire. We can get into that a little bit, but we're gonna keep it Eagles right now. What's up, Q? Carlos was first out the limo. Mr. Mortis in the building. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. I don't know if you watched Alien Earth yet. If you ain't seen it, it's fire. It's fire. They let you know what happened on the ship before it crashed. So it was a good episode. Very good episode. And then of course I wake up. I didn't wake up, but I saw the hold on. I saw the IShowSpeed stuff with Howie Roseman, and I was immediately pissed off. I don't know if y'all saw this. I was immediately pissed off. I was like, what is this nonsense? What is this nonsense going on right here? Now, I know who IShowSpeed is. I really don't follow him. I'm not subscribed to him. But I've seen him in enough places. But I don't really know what his shtick is. You know what I'm saying? But I just know him when I see him. I know he had a couple girlfriends in China or whatever he was doing over there. So he was, as far as I saw it, he was he's like Kai Cenat, one of those influencers. I think his biggest platform is Twitch. So he's got like a bunch of followers. So he's making a ton of money so he can travel and do all the stuff that he wants to do. Used to be an athlete. That's where the IShowSpeed comes from. I guess he was pretty fast. But he said something today while talking to Howie Roseman. And I was like, I'm calling BS on that right now. Like his first mistake, they was pumping it up. I saw it on the news today. He was down in Philly. So he gets a cheesesteak. And where does he go? He goes to the tourist stops. He goes to Pat. It's either going to be Pat's or Geno's. And he went to Pat's. So he did that. Right. So, that don't bother me. They both of them make good cheesesteaks, but, like anybody will tell you from Philly, there's so many other places with phenomenal cheesesteaks, but they mom and pops type places. They don't, what's the one place they talk about all the time? D'Alessandro's, I think it's called. I used to go to Gaetano's. They used to have this place down on Delaware Ave, close to where I used to live, called Tanks. That was like, they used to have this Cajun cheesesteak that was fire. But you get my point. But I'm not going to hold that against him because he's a tourist. He's not from Philly. He's not from South Jersey. So he doesn't understand the culture down here. So, it is what it is, right? So then he's meeting in this little thing. I got the audio off, but he's with Howie Roseman. And let me slow that down so that it'll keep looping. So he's with Howie Roseman, right? And I'm hearing the conversation. And he's looking at Howie and he goes, so what do you do? And Howie's like, I'm the GM. He's like, oh. And he's like, I used to, I'm a 4.4 guy. And I was like, 4.4? Like, don't nobody say 4.4? Like, even that sounded goofy, and I know I'm nitpicking, but I was like, that sounds goofy as hell. When you run a 40 time, when I ran my 40 time back in 1993, when Dan Shonka with the Miami Dolphins came up to give me a workout, I ran a 4.48 40-yard dash. I didn't run a 4.48. Don't nobody run a 4.3 or 4.6. You ran a 4.6. You ran a 4.78. You ran a 4.48. You ran a 4.43. You ran a 4.39. And just when he put the point in it, and again, it just irritated the hell out of me. And then he goes, and this is what got me. So I'm not sure where he's from. I have to look that up. He says he's from Ohio. Okay. And I'm like, okay, what part of Ohio are you from? But in any case, he says, yeah, I went D1. And Howie kind of paused, and I was like you see his face right here. Like, look at Howie's face. He's like, huh? And he's shaking his head like, D1? He was like, and Howie goes, where? He goes, Ohio State. And Howie goes, you went to Ohio State? And he's like, nah. They wanted me. I got an offer from Ohio State. And I'm like, all right, if you say so. So, I mean, it could be true. I don't know, but it just sounded real suspect because he was like, it was almost like he was saying, no, I didn't go to Ohio State, but they was going to offer me a scholarship, but I decided to just do YouTube. That's what it sounded like. And I just started laughing. I was like, come on, man. You can't come to Philly and be about all that BS, man. Come on, don't do that, bro. You got to have your ducks in a row, young bull. You got to have your stuff together if you gonna come to Philly like that, because they will call you out in a hot second. And they will expose you in a hot second. This ain't the place to play. This ain't the time to come and you ask the GM of the most popular team in the country right now, who are you? The best GM in the NFL, and you coming to Philly, the least you could do is do your homework. Come on, son. The least you could do is do your damn homework and know who you coming to see. That was almost as bad as Neon when Neon did that interview with Kennedy Carter. And then when he went on Breakfast Club and all of that, it was like, come on, bro. You got to understand the environment you are walking into. It's got to be somebody you paying on your staff to do this type of stuff. There's a reason you at the Eagles facility. You in the weight room. So the least you could do is do your homework and know who you're talking to. So if he was faking it for the cameras, it wasn't a good look in my opinion. And I know I'm old school now. I'm one of them get off my lawn guys. But I was like, come on, dog. Come on, you got to come correct. You got to do better than that. You have got to do better than that. But I mean, it was. It's like you got to come with a little bit better than that, man. Especially if Howie is greeting you, like Howie is taking you in the facilities, and everybody don't get to do that. Everybody don't get to do that, and you just you just come any old kind of way. That's almost like your mom taking you over to her friend's house and you disrespect her friend's house. Like, what did your mom used to tell you when you was little? Don't act like I don't take you nowhere. Don't act like you ain't never been nowhere. You better act like you know. Act like you got some sense. It's like, come on, son. So CIA wanted you. Oh man. I've seen a couple of his videos. I saw the one video, and these what the young fellas do now. I guess if you got it, flaunt it. But he got the girlfriend in China or wherever, some Asian country. And I guess he rented the girlfriend. I know one time he was with the girl and made her his girlfriend. I know he rented a girlfriend or whatever. They be playing them games like that. At the end of the day, we know what it is. You over there flexing over there, and because you can get away with it over there. You ain't getting away with that nonsense over here. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what you, Alfredo, who's jumping over the fence for? You gotta explain that to me. I don't know if you saying that tongue in cheek or if he was he having events or something like that and stuff was getting crazy. Yeah, you gotta expound on that, bro. Expound on that. So, but I've seen him before. I know who he is. I know who Kai Cenat is. Kai Senate, fa- I can't deal with him. Anytime I see young black kids and they're purposefully loud and obnoxious, I'm like, bro, come on, man. I can't deal with that. As an official OG at 55 years old, I see the young boys now and I'm like, yo, do your thing and make your paper. But come on, man, you still gotta act like you know some things. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta yell at every damn thing. And it's like it gets crazy. Um, oh nah, Mortis. Nah. Some places in the over in Asia, like if you go to Indonesia, if you go to China, I think they do it in Japan. Like literally. I'm not talking about prostitution. I'm not talking about call girls and red light districts. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you can rent a girlfriend for a day and you'll get a girl, you meet her at a place. It's like going on a date, but you are paying her to go on a date for a day. You can do all of that stuff. It's a different world over there, bro. It's a different world. It's not that. You can get that, but that's not what he did. And I think and I can have this wrong. I think he started dealing with this girl exclusively because she could speak English and she kind of showed him around. And then they kind of everywhere he went somewhere, she was with him. And then it became that was his girlfriend. So I don't know if they had relations and all. I don't know how far I got, but I at least saw that much and figured out what it was. So yeah, it's different, man. It's different. I don't watch any of his content. I used to watch some of the dudes, um, but I'm not I watch some of Mr. B stuff because he does like the game shows. I kind of got into that for a minute because he was doing the stuff like the Squid Games, and I thought that was interesting. But even that, after a while, it's like, all right, let me find something else. Um, so, you know, yeah, man, hey, I ain't mad at him. I'm just mad he came to Philly and act like he don't know nothing. So, but you know what? You get to a certain level, and it's like he's at the level now where have your people talk to my people. You know what I'm saying? He's at that level. You can't deal with him. You gotta talk to his people first. Talk to the lawyers. Talk to his rep, whoever. So you understand what I'm saying. But I just thought it wasn't just to me. It just made me look silly. But again, I'm old school. You know what I mean? You can't have old school without cool. So I know what it is. It's funny. I look at myself because I've been through every iteration of technology, and I'm somebody that's into computers, and I've been through every iteration of technology. I was born in '70, so I remember my dad bought me and my twin sister an Apple IIc commercial. We used to use the Apple IIes at school back in 1984. My high school had one of the first Apple computers. The only thing it did, because I was in the graphic arts, I did the old school graphic arts, bro. I did the old school where you set the type and it had one of the ink presses with the big flat plate on the top, and you would put ink on it, and the roller would go over the ink and it would put the ink, roll the ink even on the big plate, and the ink rollers would roll up and over and up and back down. But when it came back down, you had to set the type. There was no typewriters yet. We did it the old way, bro, and I had to learn that burning electrostatic plates. I learned how to. We had a section of the class that was about photography, and you had to take pictures and go in the dark room and develop your pictures, put them through the chemicals, and we had to do all of that stuff. Man, we learned the old school way, bro. So when I say I've been through every era of technology, every era, I had a I was on a Mac computer, an Apple computer, and the only thing it did was set type. It was one of the first computers that could set type in cursive. It wasn't too many computers that could even do that. And then when I went to college, um, and in my college, when I graduated in '93, I was the only person in my senior year. I had a CAD CAM class. I was the only person in my class that did their final project in 3D. we had one copy at EKU. We had one copy of 3D Studio, and I was the only one that wanted to mess with it because I was even back then, I was into that type of stuff. So I did my final project in 3D Studio, and we had a computer lab with had to have like 25, 30 computers lined up on the outside of the room. And my professor trusted me enough. I would be in there till the building closed. They was locking up the building. And my professor would leave me in there and would say, just make sure the rooms are locked when you leave. Leave the lights on, because they used to leave the lights on in the building. But make sure the door is locked, so can't nobody come in and steal the computers. And what I would do, I would daisy chain all the computers, and I made a huge render farm for my final project. And I would set it up, go back home and go to sleep, get up the next morning, get something to eat, and I will walk. I might not have a class till 10 o'clock. I will walk over to the lab at 8 to make sure it was still going. And sometimes this is how long ago it was. Sometimes I would let it render overnight, and when I come back in the morning, it still wasn't done. And 30 computers was working on this. That's how far we've come. That's how far we've come. So I say all that to say I'm old school with a capital O. So I've been through the Nokia phones. I've been through the flip phones. I graduated high school, or I graduated college before Windows 95 existed. I graduated in 93. 2 years later, Windows 95 came out. It was always a big thing. People would ask you, once you made a team, they always ask you, what was the one thing, what was the first big thing you spent money on? What was your first big purchase when you became a professional athlete? And mine was, at the time, again, this is 1993, I spent like $3,500 on a computer, which was ridiculous back then. 486 DX2 with a graphic processor. Still remember it. Cost me like $3,400 bucks plus tax. And my boy Willie T, the dude that built his computer built my computer. That thing, big ass tower, big ass ugly tower. But back in it, man. Back in it. What's up, 3K? Yeah, man. I've seen him do that. He's raced some people. I know he's pretty good at soccer. I think I was getting him mixed up with, what's the other dude that used to be a kicker that was kicking in the XFL? I forget what his name was. He was in the same boat, but Windows 95 celebration. Yeah, if you want to call it that. Shoot, that's what I got now. I don't have a 5090. I have a 3080. I got a GeForce RTX 3080. I bought it. The 4080s had just been released, but I wasn't trying to spend over $1,000 on just a card. Destroying. That's it. Yeah. Yep. That's him. But yeah, Q. I got a 3080 graphics card. I got a what's the name of my processor? It's an AMD Threadripper. That's what it is. I got a 5090 Threadripper, I think. So yeah, something like that. I forget what the numbers are. I used to look at that stuff. I don't pay attention to that stuff all the time. But I got a good system. I got a good rig. I got a water cooler. You can't see it, but like I got one of them coolers where I got the graphical output on the interface. You might not even be able to. Let me see. Nah. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Every time I did that, the picture would go out. So, but I got a nice little system, man. I got a nice little setup. 64 gigs of RAM. Um, and I know eventually I got like 6 fans in this stupid thing. I got 9 fans, excuse me, 9 fans. But yeah, I had a beast of a machine when I built it, but even that's kind of out of date now. So I know eventually I'm gonna have to get a new processor and all that type of stuff. But for right now, it's doing what I needed to do. I need to clean this joke out though. So, but all right, enough about me, man. Let's get to these Eagles. Enough about IShowSpeed. That just kind of irritated me today. You know, like I said, I'm old, but um had a little bit to say about the Jerry Jones trade, especially because since it's Dallas week and we going into that. And here's the thing I will say about Jerry Jones, and this is the thing that people tend to can't say tend to forget. This is what fans, people that have never been inside of a locker room, this is what you have to understand. We are merely, we being professional athletes, we are merely commodities. It is a ugly reality, but I saw it firsthand. And yes, let me say it like this, and this is an ugly statement, but it is true. Um, when I went when I had my experience with the NFL Combine in '93, um, it is, and I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I understand people back then. People used to make the comp with how they used to like herd slaves and things of that nature. And that's what I mean when I say I don't want it to be disrespectful. But that is in some way how you feel. Because you step into a room, you ain't got nothing on but your shorts. That's it. You step on the scale, you put your arms out, height, weight, they make sure your height is right on the money. Um make sure you sitting flat, take your shoes off, on the scale, go in there and pee in the cup. Let me measure your body fat. And then after they do all of that, they slip a needle in you. They got to draw your blood. They got to check your blood. I remember seeing a dude. Man, I forgot about this. So we would go in, and when I say they herd you in there, because they can't do everybody at the same time. So they might have a group of, I don't know, 6 or 7 nurses or something like that. So it would be like 7 guys at a time. And you go in there and you got to give a little bit of your blood and all of that type of stuff. And when I tell you, some of them bras did not like needles. Some of them dudes wasn't feeling the needles. And when you see a big 300 something pound guy faint because he saw the sight of his own blood coming out of a needle, and you see people panic because they don't like needles, but they got to go through it. They got to go through it. So, like my experience, I understand how people can feel some kind of way about what they do now. Now it's different. Now it's different. They want to make you comfortable, and you go to the combine and they give you a sweatsuit, a watch, a PlayStation, all kind of stuff, man. And then you go through the actual testing of it, and damn, ESPN is there, NFL Network is there. When I was in the combine, it was only the big athletes. Only the big athletes would come out, and they might be able to talk to some media that were there on the outside. They didn't come on the inside. And a lot of the guys didn't. The whole aspect of not working out at the combine is not new. Because I remember my roommate for one night at the combine was Robert Smith from Ohio State. Came in the room, I met him. He didn't even unpack his bags. He was like, nah, bro, I ain't staying here. He was out. So he came in the room, he checked in, he met some people, and then he ain't stayed the night. He was gone. Because somebody that big from Ohio State and some of the other big schools, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan, Alabama, Oklahoma, all of that at the time, Florida State, Miami was still huge. So the big names would come to the combine and would leave that night because they were going to have their pro day at their school. They didn't have to work out at the combine because all of the scouts was going to come to them at their school. Robert Smith was one of those dudes. He was going to do his workout at O State because he was that big of a name. You know what I'm saying? So you saw things like that, but never. And this is the evolution of it. You didn't give fake interviews. Well, heck, they're not even fake interviews now because you live on football, the football network, NFL network, live at the combine. And everybody's watching your 40 time. And you know what? They figure out a way. The NFL figured out a way to monetize it. And you got sponsors and all of this type of stuff. And that's just the natural evolution of it, man. That's just the way that it is. But that was a long tirade about the original point was about Jerry Jones and how we are commodities. At the end of the day, is his money, is his stadium, is his team. So he gonna do with his property what he want to do with it. If he don't want to offer Micah Parsons a contract and he want to trade him and let him go, you see what happened. And everybody, I was one of them. He's like, nah, he just playing the game. That they ain't gonna get rid of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is the best defensive player, arguably in the league, but he's definitely the best defensive player, and some would consider him the best player on the team. And Jerry Jones had him pack his bags. Now, where I call BS is Jerry Jones talking all that stuff like it was Micah Parsons' fault. And I was like, oh, come on, dog. Nah. And then the next day you signed DeRon Bland and you signed, 2 players for major money? And you could have signed Micah Parsons for a hell of a lot cheaper than Green Bay paid him. You could have got Micah Parsons way cheaper than that because Micah Parsons didn't want to leave. But Jerry, in his infinite wisdom, did what we thought and what many thought was the unthinkable. But I say it like that because everybody said it wasn't going to happen. Michael Irvin was on his podcast saying it wasn't going to happen. He had Jerry Jones on the podcast. Stephen A. Smith had Jerry Jones on the show. And you know what? Credit to Jerry Jones. He played the game. He played the game and told everybody what they wanted to hear. Jerry Jones, he's not going to do that. He's not going to, guess what? Jerry Jones was the one that pulled the trigger. Because even though you want to trade, you got to have somebody on the other end willing to offer what you want. And then even if they offer it, you ain't got to take it. So Jerry Jones wanted to get him out of there. I still don't think it was a great idea, but he did what he wanted to do. And the crazy part of it is that he mentioned it in his press conference. He made reference like 2 times to that Netflix show. And I'm like, you doing this because of what it looks like on the Netflix show, on your documentary? But he trying to get one last hurrah because he know he ain't got long left on this earth. As morbid as that sounds, he understands that. He understands that. Do I think the situation or things may go down differently when Stephen Jones is finally at the helm by himself? Absolutely. But Jerry Jones ain't giving up that seat. You're going to have to pull it out of his cold, dead fingers. Ain't that what Clint Eastwood said in one of his movies? You got to peel it out of his cold, dead hands. But that's what he putting out there. They understand that. They said that in the Netflix documentary. I haven't watched it, but I've heard enough from other people that they said they talked about this on I believe it was Unsportsmanlike this year, where they said, like, even in the documentary, they know that he doesn't have too much longer on this side. So they understand that, and they're trying to do things to do whatever they can to see if he can get a championship before he, you know, goes to meet the maker. And I'm like, well, shouldn't y'all have been doing that 20 years ago? That's what I don't understand. Why you getting new now when your way works based on what you said? You know how to run a team. Jerry Jones is the worst GM in football, arguably. The Cleveland Browns could probably give him a run for his money, the Haslams, but you understand what I'm saying. So why you change up now? Now you trying to throw a Hail Mary? You should have been doing that years ago. Or you should have at least changed up and realized what you're doing is not working. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Although I would push back. I don't think that's the definition of insanity. I don't know where that came from because that's not what insanity means. But in any case, you get the gist. You get the gist. Yeah, he tried to get that AARP discount from Micah. He did. And here's the funny part. And this is where, all of the posturing about, Micah wasn't committed to football. He worried too much about his podcast and all that type of stuff. I'm like, man, I'm calling bullshit on all of that stuff. All of it. Because Micah Parsons wanted a deal done 3 months ago. And Jerry Jones tried to screw him. And when I say screw him, not like he didn't want to give him a deal, but anytime you try to deal with a player without their representation, you are trying to screw him. You're trying to get over because we can't read and understand all that legal verbiage that's in a contract. Ain't no way. We can barely sit through a friggin' disclaimer at the end of a drug commercial. But there is no way. You remember when and I mentioned this in my video. Do y'all remember when Lamar Jackson was drafted? And then you remember when Lamar Jackson was getting a new deal from the Ravens. He caught so much criticism because his mom was his representation. He didn't have an agent. And everybody was like, you need to get him an agent. You need to get rid of mom. Get yourself an agent. She shouldn't be like, he heard it all. And okay, he should have had an agent, but he didn't. And he got the deal done. But I'm looking at all of the criticism that he got because Lamar Jackson did not have an agent. His mother represented him, but she is not an agent. So if everybody in the NFL is so gung-ho about having an agent to get you a contract done, and then Micah Parsons gets an agent, and Jerry Jones doesn't want to deal with the agent. That doesn't make sense. That's like two people, like even if you like in a marriage, and if y'all in the chat, if you own a house with your spouse, you go in with your spouse and y'all sign papers together. Or there's not too many times where you trying to do something without the other. Like you sneaking around trying to, that's almost like back in the day when dudes would be married and have a whole nother family on the other side of town because it wasn't the internet and you just couldn't call around town and, check Facebook to see what somebody else is doing. It didn't exist. But the reason you have representation is so owners can't screw you when they got their lawyers and their expensive people working for them to put together that contract, and you don't see those crazy words at page 29 and a half out of 30, something that they sneak in the contract that you miss. It happens all the time. And if you ain't got a good agent, you get screwed. Well, Micah Parsons had a good agent, and Jerry Jones didn't want to deal with him. Even if you have a handshake deal, talk to my agent so he can look over everything to make it right. And the fact that Jerry Jones didn't want to deal with the agent lets me know that it was some bullshit in that contract. Because if if it was what it was, Jerry shouldn't have had any problem talking to Mulligata. You'll talk to Drew Rosenhaus and all them other agents. You'll give them the time of day. How come you ain't want to talk to Mulligata? That's his representation, and a good one. That's why he hired the dude. So can't nobody get over on him. You see Reed Blankenship just signed with him. Athletes first. Did y'all miss that? Maybe you didn't. Y'all wasn't paying attention. I just saw it. Now I ain't gonna be able to find it. I just saw it. It was Reed Blankenship. Just signed with Athletes First. I thought I was on Twitter, but I can't find it. Can't find it. But I just saw a post from Reed Blankenship. But that's the way it goes. Everybody got an agent. Everybody got representation. And you gotta roll with it. There we go. Welcome to the family. Athletes First. Reed Blankenship. That's I believe that's David Mulligata's company. So I don't understand what was so bad that Jerry Jones didn't want to do the deal. And guess what? You could have got this deal done. Still could have got maybe traded some more picks or something like that. You could have made some things happen. But, and the timing of it is just horrible. Because now you make this trade going into week 1. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Listen, man, Carlos, everybody, when you're talking about the ists and the isms, everybody know what Jerry Jones is. He might feel different now, but guess what? He can't get out of that picture that they found of him. Y'all remember that famous picture of him? He was, I don't know what, 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. He was at that school, one of the first schools down there that integrated. And he was one of the kids in the background yelling and throwing rocks at the little black girls and boys walking into the school. He was in the background. You don't just lose that mindset. You tolerate it. Just like you can look at Jerry Jones. There's some things that he tolerates. But at the end of the day, when you get around certain people, come on, man, we all know how the talk goes. We do it in our own family. Stop playing. Keep it a bean. Why you think the situation with John Gruden got so jacked up? Because John Gruden felt comfortable in that situation, that those type of emails and all of that type of stuff would never get out. It would never get out of their inner circle until somebody in that inner circle got dicked over. And then that boy from Washington, that owner, Daniel Snyder from Washington, just told on everybody. Told on everybody. And that's the mindset when you dealing out there on the West Coast, them Hollywood types. Look at the situation with Joy Taylor. Look at what happened with Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor wasn't in that situation with the dude and the hairstylist or whatever. The girl was just so pissed off that she put everybody's business out in the street. Everybody's business. And now you get hit with the double standard because guess what? He was married. She wasn't. But they only mentioned her name. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those weird things when the crazy couple got caught at the Coldplay concert. You ever notice that the only person they talk about is him and what he did to his family? They don't mention the girl. She was grown too. She knew he was married, but they don't say nothing about her. It was two people in that equation. It was two grown folks that made them decisions. So, that's the way that it goes. Only one side will get blamed in this particular situation. In regards to Jerry and Micah, Jerry was trying to throw Micah under the bus. He got the Green Bay. That back felt real good, didn't it? Come on, man. He was just playing the game. Steve Smith, yep, he another one. Shannon Sharp, all of them. You get thrown into that bucket, and you guilty till proven innocent, but you will always be guilty in your court, in the court of public opinion. Always. So, got to keep your head on a swivel and your eye on your luggage. So, but I'm ready. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready for football. I'm gonna watch a little bit. Matter of fact, I might watch some tonight. I'm gonna go over some last year tape of the Cowboys. But you know what? Heck, I got to make sure who's the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. I got to make sure he's we looking at the right people, because you know that changes. Uh-oh, my lights went out. There we go. Who's their defensive coordinator? I don't want the head coach. What's the Cowboys coaching staff right now? You got Schottenheimer. Who's the DC? Who's the DC? Matt Eberflus. That's right. Matt Eberflus. So we need to go look at Chicago's defense from a couple years ago, and see how we measure up. We still got the best offensive line in football. We still got the best running back in football. How many? What do y'all think? What do y'all think Saquon's going to do this year? Put your answers in the chat. What do you think he's going to do? How many yards you think he's going to get? I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a better year this year. Jalen Hurts seems to thrive whenever he gets a new coordinator. So hopefully it won't be too much of a change. I don't think it will be, because Kevin Patullo's been around for a while. But I mean, hell, so did what's the one they hired last time? That knew Jalen Hurts' dad, and that didn't seem to work out. So, but I'm ready to play. Tiff, you think you want 200 yards on Dallas? I don't like the way you think. I hope to see that. But I want to see Jalen Hurts, and I think he will be able to do it this year. I think. Do I think Saquon is going to have 2,000 yards? I do not. But I'm expecting right around 1,500, and I'm expecting this year for Jalen Hurts to be over 4,000 yards passing. What's up, Los?
We ready. We ready. We ready. Oh, y'all. I'm ready. Listen, I'm in my house right now, right? I'm over here. Went to the store, bought me some new belts. Just trying to see, you know what I mean, which belt to put on Thursday for this Cowboys game. Got some nice ones too.
You better start making your way down to the stadium. You know you got to get there early now.
Oh, no, Coach. I'm definitely not going to be able to make it down there.
Man,
I already got plans to watch it at one of my homies' cribs.
Buzzkill?
Oh, yeah, about the tailgating and all that?
Yeah. That
A
was
friend of mine, she was telling me she was going to go down to the tailgate on Thursday. I'm actually going to see her tomorrow. My homie's sister, but she a homie of mine too. So
yeah. If for those of y'all who are not in the area, the public transportation system is called SEPTA up here, is going through, like, are they on strike? Is it they on strike, or They're going through some type of work stoppage.
Yeah,
So
but
it's a lot of people
they've
that
decided to cut down on some on routes.
yeah, so it's a lot of trains that aren't running. So the normal capacity for fans and stuff coming into the
Yeah,
city by public transportation is going to be severely down. So the Eagles put out a warning today, like a public warning, like, hey, if you're not coming to the game, if you just gonna tailgate, maybe you might want to sit this one out. I never
yeah,
seen that before.
yeah.
Never.
It was supposed to be. From what I heard, I think I read a report where I think it's normally 16 trains or 16 times it stops down there, and now it's only going to be 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So they
crazy.
cut it. Yeah, they cut it down a lot, and a lot of people. I mean, like at least I would say at least 35% to 40% of the stadium is train goers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's
Get back
crazy.
over the bridge and you get your parking ride and all of that stuff. So I don't know. It's gonna be a madhouse. But it ain't gonna stop nobody.
Hell no. Some people still
Xfinity
gonna be there.
Live is still gonna be packed. Chicken and Pete's is still gonna be packed. So that ain't gonna stop nothing.
People gonna find. But the thing I didn't know is that they said they can't tailgate or it's like limited tailgate. They told them not to tailgate,
Nah,
right?
they just strongly advised against it.
Okay, people still gonna tailgate. If it don't say no, if it don't say no, all right.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. But people definitely gonna be there early. I mean, it's a Thursday, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's gonna be people that's gonna be working and going to
Yeah.
the game from their house, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people called out for Thursday.
It's gonna be the ride home is gonna be the crazy part.
Oh my God. I remember one time I was down there for a Sixers game. And for some reason, I don't know for some particular reason, this particular day, they only had like one exit open. And when I tell you we were stuck in traffic for like an hour until we actually was able to move.
Bro, when I was at when we had the alumni game against Cincinnati in the preseason,
Mm-hmm.
something happened. I ended up leaving like right when the third quarter started. I was out. I was like, I've seen enough. I'd have had enough to eat. I'd have said what's up to all my boys and the other former players. I'm out. So
Yeah.
we dipped out. And then when I got home and saw the news and I saw how people got stuck in traffic for like 3 hours down there.
Yeah. He was like, thank God I left it when I left.
Oh my God.
I never like unless the game is like it's really like close and it's coming out to end and I'm watching like
Right.
because I only go to games where I know I'm gonna see certain players that I haven't seen. You know what I mean? So like I think this year I went to see I think Kyrie, LeBron. So if it's like a game like that, I'm gonna stay. If it's close, if we're losing or if we're up, I'm like, look, I'm out. I'm leaving at the end of the third quarter or a little bit before the fourth ends. I'm gone. Shit, heck with that. But I'm ready, man. I'm so ready, coach. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel
I
like a
hope
kid in the
they.
first day of school.
I'm guessing tomorrow they're going to announce who officially is CB2. It's probably going to be Adoree Jackson. I don't
Coach,
know
we
why
already
they
know, coach.
guessing
We
around
already
that.
know. It's gonna be Sidney Brown and Adoree Jackson and Jahad Campbell. But Adoree and Sidney are gonna be playing on borrowed time.
Who's? I'm curious if they're gonna dress Marcus Epps.
I
So
doubt it. I doubt it. I would be surprised if they do. Because I think they signed him to the practice squad right now.
they did, but
Could be.
they could
Yeah, they can activate. They
they
could
could
bring
change
him.
tomorrow. So that's why and I think it's going to depend on. Well, nah, they don't already made the decisions. They don't
I'm
already
not
made
sure
the
if he ever would you be able to check if he ever played for maybe like a Vic Fangio defense or maybe somebody who came from under Vic Fangio and like a similar defense? Because Howie obviously picked him up for a reason. He knows he could fit this defensive scheme. It just depends on how fast he catches up to what Vic Fangio wants, or because Vic Fangio just don't want you playing your role. He wants you knowing the other safety role. He wants you knowing the cornerbacks roles. He wants you knowing the linebackers roles. Like he wants everybody in defense know everybody's role. So I guess it depends on how fast Mike Epps, you know.
He was Let me see. He left us. He's with the Vikings, the Eagles, the Raiders, and that's where he was. He went to the Patriots.
Patriots. Him and what's his name?
Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
mean,
So he
we
was
gonna
with
be
the
ready.
Patriots last year. Or no, he was with the Patriots this year. And then we got him in the, I guess, I don't know if the trade, I don't know how that worked. Did we trade for him or did he get
Who?
released?
Who? Epps?
Oh, he was on the Patriots practice squad.
I don't know if they probably released him or
You know what? I don't know. Because that was this year. So he was with the Raiders 23 and 24. We had him for 3 years or 4 years rather, really, 2019 through 2022. So we
that's
had him
right. He's
4
been that
years. Then he
last
went
Super
to the
Bowl.
Raiders for 2. Then he went to the Patriots in 2025. But I think it says off season and or practice squad member only. So he went from the Raiders to the Patriots, and then we plucked him from the Patriots and back here. So um, I think I think he's a decent safety. He got experience. He's a physical type dude. I just need him to keep his head up. He don't.
Good depth piece. Good depth piece. A solid depth piece. Can't get mad at it. What's this thing that they talking about? They was mad at Howie for breaking this unwritten rule or something
Um,
about the waiver wire or something like that when we
when
picked up
they
the guy
when
from
he
the
got
Rams or
Lampkin,
something.
when he got Lampkin from L.A.
Right, but what are they talking about? This unwritten rule that they talking about that he sort of violated or whatever.
Well, I never heard that myself. So, but they were talking about if you got somebody that's injured and they clear waivers, the unwritten rule is you let the team that waived them claim them back. But Howie
Oh,
didn't do
okay.
that. He picked up Lampkin and was like, this dude was money at the Senior Bowl. He was this 5'11", 290 dude was wrecking shop on these big 6'5" guys.
But it's
I
like,
saw the tape.
oh yeah, dude's all right. But it's like,
He
why?
had dude, he was a championship wrestler in high school. He was 49 and 0. And I'm like, when have you ever seen a wrestler with bad feet?
I was just
Not
about to
never.
say he's got to have great feet because you can't. You got to
Great
have
feet and
great
great
foot
hands.
placement. Yeah, great foot placement, and he's fast. You can tell the movements very herky
Howie ain't
jerky
strong.
fast. Very
And the
good
way
at
Landon
leverage too.
Dickerson is right now, Landon
Hmm.
Dickerson might not be a good backup to Cam Jurgens if Cam Jurgens' back goes out again. So I think that was a good
Fact.
get.
Plus he's plus one of the main things is leverage. He
Yeah.
knows it. You know,
Yep.
that's one of the main things you need when it comes to that wrestling is leverage. So,
Yep.
so it's, and he's probably he knows how big is he? He's I mean obviously the centers aren't they're usually the
Dude,
smallest guys on the
he is 5'11",
yeah they're usually the smallest guy
290.
on the line.
He's
That's a
a
perfect size.
bowling ball, man.
Yeah, that's a good size for a center. Nice little 290, 300, 5'11", 6 feet to
Yep.
6'1",
You
something
know
like
he
that.
quick as all get out. But
Yeah,
the fact that he's only 5'11", and he's constantly going up against guys 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", to your point about the leverage, the low man is always going to win that race. Now he
hmm
might lose some battles with some pass breakups
hmm
from the defensive line getting them big paws in the air. But for the most part, when you somebody that's that small, but you that strong, and you can fold them big guys over, that's going to work to your advantage. Now I don't know how well he can move people. He's got to get good technique and get around, get his feet and his hips around, so he can take somebody in different directions. But there's a reason why he was in LA, and there's a reason why Howie picked him up. So
yeah.
I can't wait to see him play.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's like you said, we'll wait till like after like week 4 or whatever. I told people say by the middle of the season, then we're gonna be back to what we're supposed to be. Because like I said, we got some new players. It's gonna take some time for them to get acclimated and gel the way that Vic Fangio wants them to gel. It's all a symphony with Vic Fangio, all one piece. So
Yeah, we'll see what
you know
they're
what I
gonna
mean?
do. Just got to get that together because it's I don't. I'm hoping for a blowout, but we always tend to have trouble with the Cowboys.
And it's a
So
division game. It's a division game in general. You never know what you can get with a division
yeah,
game.
we just got to Let's just
I just
handle
think we're a
business.
better team. We're the better team. So I think
I
we're gonna win the
agree.
game. So
I
we should be
agree.
able to take care of business. But I love the mentality of the team going there. They're not gonna go see the banner. You
Yeah, I
know what
thought
I'm
that
saying?
was
They
cool.
kind of they that's what listen, those teams right there, and like you have the mentality of a player, so you know what it's like in those locker rooms. When you have a team like that, the Patriots team that had Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and those guys, and Kansas City, when you have a mentality like that, it's hard to beat a team like that.
Yeah, you follow the leader.
Hmm.
And that's one of the things I said last year about Sirianni. Like it is supremely difficult to get that many personalities facing in the same direction.
Hmm.
Everybody can't do that.
Hmm.
Like you look at what they're going through down in Miami. Um, you look at what was going on in Chicago before they fired Eberflus. They should have fired Eberflus
Years ago.
2 years sooner, but they
Yeah,
didn't. That's
that's a
that
fact.
ego I was talking about a couple days ago. It's like these owners and these coaches got egos like everything they do is right, and that's not the case. They are not the smartest guys in the room most of the time. They just think they are because they make the most money.
Yeah, definitely make a couple dollars.
So
But to me, Howie's greatest acquisition, when it's all said and done, to me, if everything is with the trajectory that it's going, I think it's going to be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to be his greatest acquisition, in my opinion. Howie,
I can't argue with it. I would say AJ Brown, but
that too. That's a close. I could say one and one A. I'm just
yeah,
talking about the simple fact of when Howie did it, the criticism that him and Jalen was going through at the time. No, we
yeah,
had just signed Wentz to that
yep,
deal. He's
yep,
coming off
yep,
an
yep. You're
MVP
right. You're
season.
right.
You feel what I'm saying? It was like it
Yeah.
was a move that nobody saw. I mean, AJ's a move nobody saw too, but we know we needed another wide receiver. But when it came to him, it was just like, what the heck? I wasn't mad at it. I was confused like everybody else. I was just like, a quarterback. I mean, I'm not mad at Jalen, but I wasn't looking for a quarterback.
Yeah,
So
and that was the thing. Nobody was looking. Nobody was expecting that with Wentz, even though Wentz was at that particular time he had already gotten hurt once. He was back from the knee injury, and then
yeah,
the Davian Clowney hit happened.
I remember. I think it was on Shady and D-Jack podcast. I think Sproles was talking about Wentz, and he was like, Wentz. The reason people like they said Wentz was cool at first. He said, but then once he started getting a little more power and a little more whatever, um, he was basically saying that he was basically running the offense the way he wanted to run the offense, and people got tired of him. Like
I
he
mean,
had a fall off from that MVP season, man. That man's fall off was that needs to be studied.
it was James Bradbury. Like,
Hey, coach, it was like you know how when the Road Runner and the Coyote, or how he runs and he runs and he's at the end of the cliff, but
and he
he
didn't
keeps
stop.
but he keeps running and he stops and then just falls. That's what Wentz was. He fell off that cliff, was just hanging there for a second, just went straight down. Like,
Didn't he get?
and that's
Didn't he
why I
just
kind of
get
felt bad
signed?
for him.
Didn't he just get signed with Minnesota?
Minnesota, yeah. I mean, think about it though, like that. Like he was a number 2 pick, man.
He
Like
was good.
they traded, they made some. Howie had traded a nice amount to get Wentz.
Absolutely.
And it was like, yo, everything was looking so good until that knee injury, man. If that
Well,
man, I could just imagine if that man didn't injure his knee, what could have been?
just imagine.
Because I think we would have won the Super Bowl with him too. I think
I
him
mean,
and Tom Brady would have been nasty.
Props to Howie for understanding where he was with it and
Hmm.
making the deal.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they,
Because again, you be in the organization yourself. Where's things where we don't know that obviously you guys know in the locker room. They know, they have the conversations. There's nothing that a player says or a player does that these people in the organization don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Within the
absolutely.
vicinity. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like they know they heard whisperings and people talking. So he was like, okay, let's see what's up. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? So
the whole situation with Darren Sproles, um, that almost got physical, if I'm not mistaken. Because Darren Sproles was like, dude, what you mad at? Like, do you see what's going on here is bigger than you?
Yeah,
And like, from
few
my
players did
understanding,
like
Darren
that.
Sproles didn't like him moping around. Um, Very similar to what's going on with Castellanos right now.
I was telling people, I said, and it's crazy because it kind of happened a bit. It was all because of Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He wanted that.
absolutely.
He wanted that. Like he wanted to be the one to have that statue. But that's why I tell people as well, playing the devil's advocate, there's the other side to it too. That could have really affected him as well as a quarterback. Like walking into that stadium, seeing that shit, praising him, and he's like, "Yo, I would have won MVP." They basically forgot about him after that for a while. It was all Nick.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
that is not uncommon. Look at Drew Bledsoe.
That's true. I'm talking about alongside with his ego, which
Drew
that actually what brought it out.
Drew
So
Bledsoe was nasty.
yeah, and he
Drew
got injured.
Bledsoe was good, but Tom Brady came in and just didn't step off the field after. Like Tom Brady came in and just lit it up to the nth degree.
Yeah, same thing with what was the quarterback over there in with the Rams before Kurt Warner.
Jared Goff.
No. He was there before. Kurt Warner was back in like 2002,
Are
2003.
you talking about when he was with St. Louis?
St. Louis, yeah, St. Louis. My apologies. Was it Trent
Trent
Green?
Green?
Trent Green. He was another good quarterback. He
Yeah.
went down. Dang. Yeah, it happens. It happens. But think about it. How many of them actually have a statue? Hanging out. Like you walk into that shit. Like I can understand. Like I understand you have to put all that shit away and put all aside because real life happens. You obviously played games where you was going through whatever you was going through in your real life, and you had to put that shit to the side. And you had to, you know what I'm saying, Coach? You had to get yourself in game mode.
Yeah, but
Man,
the thing is,
he was weak minded
that's the
too, so
thing,
that lets you know.
it's hard for me to say that because that is such an individual. That's a personality issue. And
That's what I'm
for
saying
me,
for him. For him.
yeah, but for me and a lot of other people, um, when you stressing,
Mm-hmm.
football is your safe space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for it not to be for him was
Yeah.
serious. And I
Yeah.
still say, you heard me say this before. He ain't been right since that Jadeveon Clowney hit to the back of the head.
That too. Yeah. I keep
He ain't
forgetting
been right
about that
since then.
hit because that was the year after.
Yeah,
That was the year
nasty.
after.
That was
And
nasty. And he
and
had
the
just gotten
injuries.
back. You know, he was just to the point where he was performing normally. He was back to running the ball and all that. I mean, that's how he got hit.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
ugly. I thought it was a dirty play,
It
but
definitely was.
ain't nothing you can do about it now. Damage is done.
Yeah, that's
Pun
crazy.
intended.
And could you imagine? Could you imagine that man probably have been somewhere in the alleyway with a crack pipe in his freaking mouth if Nick Foles would have led them to the Super Bowl again? Because remember, Nick Foles, we were playing the Saints that year, and we lost that game because Alshon Jeffries had dropped the
Yep.
first down, and
Yep.
we
I
were right
remember.
there getting ready to score. We would have went to the NFC Championship game. Not
Hit
even
him
if we
right in
didn't
the
make it to
hand.
the Super Bowl. Even if we didn't make it to the Super Bowl, just the NFC Championship game with Nick Foles again, he'd have been so psychologically done. Like, but all that stuff that lets you know certain things bring the real person out of you. And that was just
Absolutely.
Carson Wentz. He just, you know what I mean? Because you could tell he was coddled. And
I
that was
mean, you
about
know what
Doug
they say,
Peterson
man. Stress does two things: bust pipes and
or
make
McDonald.
diamonds.
Yeah, that's it. Either you gonna run or you gonna stand 10 toes down. And that's it. And he just you could tell he could tell the coddle had stopped. Because it was Doug Peterson. To me, it's Doug Peterson. I think he coddled him a lot.
I mean, that's
He's
not.
a quarterback. He's a quarterback too. Quarterback coach got the connection. Just that I played the same position as you. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. He
Yep.
really liked them. You know what I'm saying? I think that played a part. I want you know what? Maybe coddle was maybe a strong word. Maybe they gave him a longer leash
Well,
than
that's
other
supposed
people.
to happen when you were top draft pick.
That's true.
And let's not forget, he was worth it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He lived up to his first round status, and everybody really can't say that because if you are not, if you a first round pick, you got to be better than just good.
Oh
And
yeah,
Carson Wentz, if he hadn't hurt his knee, he was going to be the league MVP that year.
he definitely was. It'd have been
So
crazy. And
you
that's
would,
another thing. Howie would have got 2 MVP quarterbacks in his regime.
Yeah.
Because if Carson Wentz would have won, and it happened both quarterbacks, the same thing is just that the injuries weren't as severe. Remember, Hurts was hurt at the end of the year too in his MVP season, and Wentz. I was like, man. And the crazy thing, I was actually watching the highlights of that Rams Eagles game too the other day when Hurts hurt us. Man, that was a good ass game. That was
Man.
2 even teams.
When Hurts tweaked that knee, if it would have been an inch more, it'd have ended in disaster. But it didn't. It didn't.
Man, but that was crazy how he stood in there with that messed up knee and threw that touchdown. I don't know. I still to this day I've seen that video 1,000 times. I still don't know how Alshon caught that ball.
Yeah.
In the end zone.
Hurts is gonna go for 4K this year. I think like I said, it'll be less of Saquon, and just because Saquon has now become the number one game plan. So even though it wasn't successful in the Super Bowl, everybody still wants to stop Saquon. Stop Saquon and let Jalen beat you over the air. But he's shown he can do that. So you gamble either way.
That's why in the chat I said Saquon's gonna have maybe 1,600, maybe 70, close to 1,700 rushing yards, but he's gonna have more receiving yards in my opinion, because they're gonna use him in the receiving area more. And to be honest with you, with the 4,000 yards, that to me that'd be a normal year for Jalen, in my opinion. He would have got that last year if he wouldn't have missed the last few games.
Yeah,
he would have got that.
You already know though. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Oh yeah.
Don't do
But we know
around.
the truth. We know the truth though, because the reason I say that is because obviously when these guys bring it up in the media, obviously they don't do deep research. They leave things out he did, because they keep bringing out. They put emphasis on, he only threw 18 touchdowns, and
right.
It's like you never say he ran for the 14. You never add they never add the rushing yards into his yards. They never put in to effect that he actually missed games. It's like, but it is what it is. He gonna show out this year.
Yeah, I'm hoping he will, man. This will be a good first step. This is always the roughest game because the NFL does not have a preseason anymore. So the guys that really need to play get all of their work done week 1 through week 3.
Yeah. I actually think
that's what you're gonna be able to see. So
I actually think that this schedule is a blessing in disguise, because I think it's going to keep the guys hungry, and they're going to come every week like, y'all want to keep giving us our best shot? Okay, we're going to show y'all why we were the champions, because y'all got to play us. We don't have to play y'all. Y'all got to play us. I'm tired of people saying, they got to play this team. No. They got to play the Eagles. That's how I look at it. They got to play the Eagles. They're not going to win every game because it's I don't care how good you are. It's damn near impossible to live in one team in the history of the NFL to win the whole shit undefeated. And that was what, the 72 Dolphins or something like that.
Yeah, the Patriots should have had it with Randy Moss,
right?
And then they ran into the Eli Manning Giants.
You know what? If the Giants, in my opinion, if the Giants didn't have that last game with the Patriots that same year, the Patriots would have went undefeated. Even if they played the Giants in the playoffs, I think that game helped the Giants and gave them that confidence. That's why they went through the playoffs and won, because they was like, we can hang with the Patriots. So shoot, they already had the game plan for them.
Yeah, I mean, it was what it was when it was. So now, new year, you got to regroup, try to run it back. Everybody's going to be looking at Saquon. And I think the game plan is going to be to stop Saquon and let Jalen beat you in the air. Ask Spagnuolo how that worked out for him.
They're going to try to stop Saquon. They don't understand that they do not have the defense that KC has. So they could try to stop Saquon. Not going to be able to.
And Overshown is still out? Nah.
Is he out?
I think so. I think he got a...
Is Diggs playing? Because I keep hearing reports where he say he might play, might not. It's going to be game time something.
I thought it said
week 4.
He was gonna play.
Then I heard week 4. I'm like, I don't know. It really don't matter. AJ's gonna cook him. It don't matter. Devontae gonna cook him. I don't care. I don't care who they put out there, man. They could put the spirit of Mel Blunt in Trayvon. He's still gonna get cooked. No disrespect to Mel, he's a legend.
But
I
I
love it.
mean,
There's certain players that I definitely would have loved to see in their prime that I watched film on, but used to get to see them though. But yeah, Jalen gonna have a solid game though. Like 200 yards.
I think AJ Brown gonna go off. I'm hoping the whole situation with his hamstring is good. Because you never know with things like that until you in a game time situation. So
That's never a good thing for a wide receiver that hamstring.
man, you gotta,
I
because
hope it
with
don't
them
bother him all
hamstrings ain't
year.
nothing you can do but rest.
Yeah,
That's
I hope
it.
it don't. I hope it ain't one of them things that's like a nagging thing for him all year.
So
We'll be all right though. We're gonna be all right. I know. Like I said, it's gonna be Sidney Brown. It's gonna be a Dory Jackson, and both of them are on borrowed time until Bennett and Makuba get caught up. They're gonna be on that. He
sounds
gonna want
about
them
right.
youngsters to play. So they're gonna be all right though. We ready.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna learn on Thursday. So
Hell yeah, we're a little over what 30 something hours away.
something like that.
We had baby. It went from like 300 days to 150 days to 30 days.
Because I feel like
Everybody
I
had
was
this.
just I feel like I
Oh,
was just at the art museum yesterday.
dude, for
Like,
real, it's like,
yeah,
man, it went by so fast, but it still feels like
it
it
does.
did feel like it just happened yesterday. You know, the crazy thing, they had the Super Bowl on yesterday on NFL Network.
I heard. I heard.
I was like, I don't care if it's condensed or not. They still got the asses whipped.
Indeed, they did.
It
Indeed,
don't
they
matter,
did.
man. But man, it's gonna be some surprises this year, like every year. It's gonna be a team that's gonna come out the NFC that you're gonna be like, oh, damn, these motherfuckers came out of nowhere, and the AFC. Telling you, I won't be surprised if Denver. I'm not picking them to win the division, but I won't be surprised if they win the division this year.
I hate that because I hate Sean Payton.
You know, like Sean Payton.
Nah, I can't stand him. After, and I'm saying this, and I'm not even a real big Russ Wilson fan, but after what he did to Russell Wilson, I was like, man, F you. Like, you don't treat nobody like that on national TV. Like, nah, that dude won you some
Russell
games and
Wilson.
had you in
Oh,
the
that's
playoff
right.
hunt.
I forgot that Russell Wilson was that he was his coach for that year.
Yeah, yeah,
He
with
never
Denver.
won it,
And
Russ.
he, like, man, you don't like going out man to man. That's like, don't do that, though. Don't do that.
I didn't even know what was going on over there. They had some beef.
it, there was one game where I don't know what happened. I think Russell either threw an incomplete or a pick or something, whatever it was, and Peyton was just on him to the point where
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. I saw
yeah,
that.
to the point where it was uncomfortable, and I was like, man, you don't do nobody like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like
nah,
some
you
other
don't
coach shit.
dress them up and down and all that type of stuff. Like, it was totally unnecessary. And I
Yeah.
haven't really dealt with him. I ain't really liked him since because it's like, come on, man, you gotta.
Would you feel different if it was a rookie, or if it's just like, no, you don't do that?
Nah, not the way
Okay.
he did it.
The
Because
way
he
he did
did
it.
it. You could tell. You could look on his face. He was doing it to demean him on purpose.
That's crazy. That's crazy as hell.
So I'm out. People, Sean Payton, I'm out. Kelsey Plum, I'm out. So
Oh man, Kelsey Plum, she's gotten on my nerves since she's been to LA. He is with
I'm like, she was out when she kicked that girl in the knee. I was
that
like, I'm
girl
done.
is such a hypocrite. She's
I'm
the
done.
same one that'll complain about calls, which she's done it more than one time at press conferences. And then the next day she gets away with
The same stuff.
literally hugging girls, tripping them,
Same stuff. So
getting away with that basically the old school dirty, you know what I'm saying? All the little tricks of the trade she knows of the game and all that. But yeah. Oh, coach, did you see the picture on Facebook of Archie Manning, but they had Angel Reese in the helmet.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I
I did.
was like, that's so wrong.
It is wrong. It is wrong. I'm sitting here peeking in now on the Indiana Fever game. They
They
getting the
getting
last
their asses
game.
kicked.
They're playing Phoenix.
Yeah, they getting their asses kicked. Or they were
Yeah.
getting their asses kicked.
It was it's only a 10-point game. Are they in
Okay.
a minute left? A minute left in the fourth? This is about over. 10-point game?
Yeah, they were losing by worse. That end of that second quarter, coach, they were down. It ended up being down 15 at the end of the second.
Yeah.
But it was like a respectable game, 5-6 point lead. And the next thing you know, I blinked and it was just 15 points.
Well,
They go on these, man. You could go on these low lights with the Fever with the missed layups that they be.
oh my
Oh
God.
my
Don't get me started.
Oh my
You think they're gonna let
bro.
you think they're gonna let Caitlin come back?
They're gonna have to. They're in 8th place right now, coach. If they lose these last 3 games, they're not gonna make the playoffs.
I hope they do. I hope I'm like, you might as well do it because you already know it's gonna be a work stoppage. So you
They
don't know
said
how long that lasts. You might as well go for it now.
They said she was like practicing like
Practicing
5.
with the backups.
Yeah, she was out there shooting and moving and shit. So they're just waiting for her to get the contact drills going, so everything looked like it's gonna be in motion. I'm pretty sure she's in the coach chair, like, yo, I want to play.
Somebody said she's gonna come back against Minnesota on the 5th. And I was like, I hope so.
Why against Minnesota? Why
I don't
put
know.
her against?
I don't think they had any particular conspiracy about it. I just think that was their personal timetable on when she was coming back. So
true, the schedule just happened to fall the way it fell, I guess.
Correct.
But it's just like, damn, like why can't she come back against like the Sky or something like?
Nah,
or the Dallas
listen, man,
Wings.
it don't matter if you crawl, if you get, long as you make it to the playoffs. Once you make it, the slate is wiped clean. So I don't
It's
care how you
crazy,
get
coach.
there.
They went from
Get
the
there.
3rd seed. They went from the 3rd seed, coach, to the 8th seed.
It don't matter. As long as you in the dance, it don't matter. And I'll say it again: there is nobody in the W. There's no teams that I would fear because everybody got guys.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's true. And we beat Minnesota without Caitlin.
Exactly.
We blew New York out before. We should have beat them all 3 times if it wasn't for that first game in New York, and they came back and won at the end. But we were close to New York the whole time.
Right.
It'll be, hey, coach, tell me how crazy this story would be. Caitlin Clark injured basically the whole season. A lot of people been talking shit. A lot of people been talking shit about her, telling us it's a fake injury and all that, hating on her, of course. Imagine if she comes back and she just starts cooking and leads them. She didn't got to lead them to the finals, coach. To the Eastern Conference, the conference finals. Just lead them to them. Like
she got to get there, dude. That's why you play.
Yeah.
That's
but that'd be a crazy story if she leads them deep into the playoffs. That'd be crazy. She just start cooking out of nowhere. Like, yeah, I've been waiting. Yeah,
it can definitely happen.
She has that. She can definitely do that. She has the capabilities of doing that. Hopefully, freaking Steph, man, get rid of the coach.
Nah, Stephanie White is fine. I don't. People, the coach is the low hanging fruit. I don't care who you get. You can get Pat Riley to come over there and coach. At the end of the day, if the women you got on the floor, if they can't hit a jump shot, it don't matter. If they can't hit open shots, that's the key. I done figured this thing out. It's not, how well you shoot. It is when you get the opportunity for whatever means. Either you got to steal, you in the fast break, or you run the play that was designed to run. At some point in time, somebody's going to get the ball in their hands and they are going to have an open shot. And do they make that shot or not? That, to me, that's the biggest difference in the game. Because Stephanie White, Tyler Marsh, Coughlin's down there in Dallas. They don't shoot free throws. They don't set picks. They don't do pick and rolls. They don't do none of that. It's all about whoever's on the court. And Indiana has been notorious for subpar second half play all year.
Third quarter. Can we just go first quarter, second quarter, fourth?
It's been a few games where they done dominated or went wire to wire, but
Yeah.
they are bad. They are very bad.
But wouldn't you, and this is not a pushback, but wouldn't you, I mean, in a sense, agree that coaching does make a difference? Like, if you got your superstar player, like, for example, Caitlin Clark is not comfortable in Stephanie White's offense.
Yeah, but wasn't nobody saying that when she dropped 32 on New York?
Right, because she was out there just doing her own thing, shooting 30-foot 3-point shots. I think a lot of the games that she scored this year, she's just doing her own thing. She said,
yeah,
"Fuck
but
this
I gotta push back to that because some of that is Stephanie White's offense. The only difference is she made the shots. If you go back and look at the game and you look at the situations that they've had, I've discovered two things. Number one, Indiana plays really, really good defense.
True.
But when they transition to the offensive side of the court, that's where they're lacking. They get the block or they get the stop on defense. Then when they got to make the shot when they transfer to the offensive side, a lot of times they don't do it.
Right, but how many times have we
between a 2 and a 5-point swing? But they got to make them shots.
How many times have we sat here, Coach? Like I've been in 90% of our lives watching the Fever and all that, right? How many times have we sat there? I wrote it in the chat. You spoke on the camera. Was like, how many times you gonna have Caitlin Clark in the corner, or are you gonna have this person just standing here? It's like sometimes, and her rotation sometimes it just. Well, you know what? I can't really put the rotations on her. She's had so many different lineups. I can't really put that on the coach.
The only thing I think where I criticize Stephanie White is when we in those situations where you got less than 10 seconds and we got the ball and we got to bring the ball around.
Her inbound plays. How many times I've heard you say, "How come Caitlin don't get the ball?"
I don't know if that's her or one of the assistant coaches who draws that up, but they have never had a good inbounds play with no time on the clock. They've all been horrible.
Yeah, it just seems like they're lost when they don't know where to stand. They don't know where to.
It does. It looks like they are just so confused.
But we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. Like you said, they got 3 more games left? They had what? No, 2 more games, I think, right? Because they're 21 and 20 now? Or they got 3 games left. 21 and 20.
They are.
I believe they're like 21 and 19 or 21 and 20 or something like that, the Fever.
Right.
So it was 40? Because they extended it this year to 44 games?
44 games, yeah.
I don't know why they just don't give them 50. It said play these 50 games right here.
I mean, they could, but you know.
Man, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped, man. I'm gonna feel like a kid in the first day of school, Coach. I'm gonna sleep in my uniform, my hat on. I'm sleeping up.
Indiana's 21 and 20. Phoenix is 26 and 14.
Man, I tell you
beat
one.
Phoenix before. Game's over.
Yeah.
They lost by 6. So at least they made it kind of respectable. But again, now what happened this time? This time it was the second quarter where things got out of hand.
Towards the end of that second quarter, Coach. That was
they lost the second quarter 29-16.
Coach, look at the score in the Valkyrie game. Look at what the Liberty scored in the second quarter, and I think what they scored in the third. Yeah, they put the clamps on them, Coach. They put the clamps on them. Look at that second quarter score.
Oh, damn. 26.
Yeah. Yeah. And last time I checked,
man, Golden State.
They had a very good defense.
Nakase is coach of the year. Easy. That's a slam dunk right now.
Oh, yeah. That's not even.
They're going to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs, man. So.
And they were missing one of their best players.
Yep.
He got injured for the year. So, but they've always had a solid defense. I think they said that the Valkyrie is the only team. I think they're the number one 3-point shooting team, but they're also like top 10 in categories in like defense or something like that.
I heard some.
Or
I heard
score.
some.
I think they're number one scoring point.
I've seen it from Chicago fans, and I've seen it from Indiana fans. People that don't like Stephanie White. It's like, you mean, how come didn't nobody interview Nakase? And I'm like, I'm sure that they did interview him, but people got their mind made up on what they're looking for and what they want. So she is exactly where she's supposed to be. That's for sure. So, but listen, man, I'm about to wrap this up because I'm tempted to go on my other channel and do this reaction video to that damn show. That was a good episode tonight. But
what show your show you watch?
Alien Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. So
Hey, maybe you should start one of those reaction channels as far as like, with the shows and stuff that you watch. You should try that.
man, I got so much stuff. I still got golf content that I ain't even produced yet. I done made the videos. I just ain't put them together. Let me see what my guy 3K talking about before I get up out of here. What's up, Chris?
What it do, Coach? You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man. I'm ready for Thursday. Hey, I was going to say, this is something that I couldn't believe when I first saw it, but I've been thinking, I think they said this is the first Eagle home opener we done had in 6 years. I don't know if nobody else said that yet, but
something like that. Because we should have had it last year, but because we went to Brazil.
Yeah, but I think since Sirianni and Hurst took over, I think Thursday is the first true home game we got in week 1. We've been on the road every week. We go to show, what the NFL really trying to do to us. But I was wondering what you thought about the whole Sirianni thing in terms of not having the guys come out for the banner. I don't know what you kind of thought of.
I think that's I think they're going 10 toes down with their mindset about the Super Bowl is over. Right. And they don't want no reminders about what happened last year. It's over. And I think it's a good decision. I think it's a great decision.
Yeah, I was like, originally I'm like, at least, let the players have a moment of seeing the banner and, let them kind of relish and rage,
They don't need that.
But yeah, they seem really locked and loaded and ready to go. So I'm really looking forward to Thursday, man, and getting this thing rolling. Like you said, I'm tired of all the off-season lists and what. It was nice to see Saquon be number 1, though. I ain't gonna lie.
That was cool.
That was cool.
But other than you see his award.
I saw the taping of the thing they gave him. I thought that was cool, and I think all of them get like a patch that they can put. The NFL is gonna let them put on the jerseys if they want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a gold C.
But what was so weird to me was, and I know they don't necessarily control the voting, is that how is he rated the number 1 player in the league but didn't get the MVP award? That's what I didn't really get. Like,
because it's a different the way they do it is different. MVP is not from players.
Right. No, I get it. I get
it. This vote is kind of like it's almost like an all-pro. Like when somebody get voted to the Pro Bowl, as opposed to being voted an all-pro. An all-pro carries more weight because that's voted on strictly by the players.
Right,
so you got the players' respect. The Pro Bowl is a popularity contest.
Fans,
right. Yeah. And I think kind of, piggybacking off that is that, and I know the NFL tries to, they try to have a little conversation week to week when we get to that MVP time of year, but I think most of us know the game. Most of us that know the game know that the MVP is just a glorified quarterback award. I mean, it's just really what it is.
Exactly.
It's not strictly based on who's the best player in the sport. It's really just who's the best quarterback, which, it'd be nice if they made like a little quarterback award and then another award, but, hey, that's why I feel like the MVP is for quarterbacks, and then the other skill positions on offense, at least they got the offensive player of the year for, which he won. So, but that was pretty cool to see. But man, I was actually, funny story today. I was at my barber, and he happened to be running that little cowboy documentary that they got on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
And to see some of the things that Jerry was doing when he, like, the risk he took or how much he put into even buying the team, and the whole thing with him and Jimmy and Landry and all them dudes, and like how he went and got Charles Haley, and I'm like, Wow, that was something to watch. I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I
Jerry
didn't
ain't no
care too much
dummy,
for it.
man. Jerry ain't no dummy, and he know how to do it. He just ain't a good GM.
Nah. But well, I think he should, you know, he ain't, but as long as he keep doing what he do, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Keep, you know,
There
tearing
you
it
go.
apart.
We'll worry
Man,
about
So
it when we play Green Bay.
keep that man alive. Put that
yeah,
man in a jar somewhere.
for real.
Keep him in the jar like a
Protect
something. Huh?
protect
It
protect
all
him and
costs.
protect Jerry at all costs, man. Because I think he doing a hell of a job. I
Live
think
to
he
be
doing a hell
200
of
years
a job.
old. I want you to live to be past me. I want to
Man,
die before you go, Jerry.
hey, we gotta
Y'all need to
let,
stop.
let's keep we gotta keep Jerry healthy, y'all. Y'all know that.
Oh, yeah. Jerry already like 620 years old.
What is he in? Is he in his 70s yet? He gotta be.
Oh yeah,
Age.
he's like 80 something.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
he
age.
ain't even. Damn. Okay, well, keep him going, please. You know, whatever he eating, whatever
Yeah, ain't he got a
vitamins
baby that's like
taking.
12 or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I was going to ask you too about the game Thursday, Coach. Are you worried? Not worried. We're not worried about nothing. But just as far as that little secondary kind of the matchup between, you know, really
No.
RCB2 and safety against, their passing attack. You
Oh,
think anything to really kind of watch for, or kind of worry about going into that? Because I think that's the only place maybe they might try to exploit a little bit, at least
I
early.
mean, we got our question marks with Adoree Jackson. I mean,
Right.
and Ja'Cory Bennett for that matter. But I mean, we'll find out. You still don't. You have to give it at least 3 games,
Okay.
regardless of what happens, because you need at least that many to know what kind of team you have. So
I think
Gotcha.
we have a good enough coaching staff to mask some weaknesses.
yeah, and I'm so confident with Vic Fangio now, like because Vic Fangio is not somebody that plays into the draft status. Just because you was a first or a second round pick, don't mean stuff is given to you. You still got to earn it. You still got to know what you're supposed to be doing, and that's the way it should be. So it's not like the people, uh, the draft picks get a much longer leash, which is usually the norm because you done drafted a player, so we got to play them. We got to see what they can do. It seems like Vic Fangio ain't about all of that. So he puts the people in there, get them in position, and he can cultivate the next man up mentality because we're going to be in a situation where it's time for you to step up, and we don't put the people in place that can actually do that. So I'm not concerned about it at all. We got to
Yeah,
wait
man.
till week
Should be
3
it.
to find out what kind of team we got, man. So
Should be good though, man. Ready to get this thing rolling.
yes, sir. We gonna get it
Be
popping.
done on these boards. But yeah, I think Saquon gonna run for my bold prediction if I get out. I think Saquon, if healthy and needed, I think he running for another 2K this year. I think he that good. I think he gonna be the first to go back to back 2K. That's my bold one. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna predict
All
that.
right.
I called it before
Okay.
the season started, so
You
we
called
come
it.
back and revisit this in December. We'll see where I land, but I think he
You
going for
called
2K
it.
again.
Timestamp it. 1 hour, 34 minutes, 28 seconds.
Yep, September 2nd, Tuesday.
Ty Baby wants my score prediction. You know what? I thought 28-14. Eagles win. That's my prediction. 28-14.
You talking about for Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
We
So
expect to take care of business, man.
yeah, as long as it's too much to not enough, I'm happy. So, but all right, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to go to bed. I got to get up and go to work.
Yes, sir, Coach. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Yeah, but Ty Baby, that's my 28-14. I was thinking that popped to me this afternoon, and I just never said anything about it. But I think they're going to be able to handle business. I'm expecting. I'm really expecting Jalen Hurts to have big things. Him and AJ Brown. I'm really expecting them to make some things happen. So Devontae's going to be there, but I think this is going to be a year where AJ Brown is going to go above and beyond, and the duo, because I still think everybody's going to be trying to game plan stopping Saquon Barkley. he's the immediate threat. Not that they're not worried about Jalen or Devontae or AJ. It's just that Saquon Barkley is the one that you have to stop because you've seen what he can do when he gets just a little bit of open space. So they're going to get to it, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So we'll see how it is going to be on Thursday night. I haven't decided yet if I'm on stream. I think I am going to live stream the game. So, yeah. So I think I will have a watch along. So it'll be good. So you got the Packers losing to the Lions. Lions are a good team, man. Lions are a good team. So, but listen, I'm gonna get up out of here. I will have more content for you in the morning. I will have some more membership to you. Hope y'all like that with the membership and the new intro. I got to release that and make it public. So, but I will be back tomorrow. We're gonna do some more live streaming tomorrow, and then of course it'll be game day next. So, talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy yourselves and go Birds.